Hello everyone, will the wings cook this time? Today I'll be reading One Piece chapter 1183. So, the last chapter was a bit of a deviation from the chapter prior. That one really focused on Loki versus Imu, right? And we didn't get really much changes in perspective. It was just focused on that. Whereas last chapter was it felt like a balancing act of now we're looking at other characters and setting up their plot lines to kind of make up for all the time that we spent focusing on Imu versus Loki. So yeah, that was very interesting. And in terms of specifics, at the beginning of the chapter, we got a little bit of Loki versus Imu. Imu just with this nostalgic, reminiscing, yearning attitude toward Nidhogg, right? It's Loki, but Imu doesn't give a shit about Loki, right? Imu cares about Nidhogg. He sees Nidhogg in Loki, and that's why he's smiling. And it's just super interesting. It makes me really curious what the relationship was between Imu and Nidhogg, and I guess the user of the Nidhogg fruit, as well as Imu versus Ragnar. We got a little bit of that. We didn't know that Ragnar also had, well, Imu had also a fondness for Ragnar as well. Ragnar does not share the same sentiment at all. We saw that with getting mad and probably cursing Imu out in that one panel. But yeah, just super interesting stuff there. For Imu, and also raises some questions about Ragnar, right? Does he retain memories? When did Ragnar get the devil fruit? This, Ratatoskr devil fruit, which we also got confirmed. So there's some logistical timeline stuff that I'm curious about in terms of Ragnar, but I'm sure that will get answered in the future. After that, we got some other looks at other characters like Biblo, right? Biblo, we got to see what he did with the books. There was some, I guess, hidden entrance or hidden exit in the Owl Library that, Biblo hid the books there. And Saul asks, you were already mysterious, but now, you're even more mysterious now, Biblo. So, yes, I wonder what's going on with Biblo. I know some people were mentioning that, oh, what if it's Louis Arnaud? And while that's an interesting idea, right? And obviously people are probably thinking about the message that we got at the beginning of the arc and finding, thinking of a way to, tie that up at this point. I don't know if that is Louis Arnaud, because we know Louis Arnaud was an explorer whose excerpt was included, I guess multiple excerpts probably from him and his journeys. It was included in a collection of stuff from explorers in this book called Bragman. And we know that was there, and we know he visited Little Garden after Dory and Brogy had begun their battle, because that's kind of why he calls it Little Garden. I'm pretty sure, right? It's been a while. I'm trying to jog my memory there, but I'm pretty sure that implies that he visited after Dory and Brogy had started their battle there, which means that was, within the last 100 years. And we know he visited Elbath, of course. We don't know when. And to be fair, we don't even know when Dory and Brogy, but I imagine it was kind of soonish after their fight started, because if Louis Arnaud barely discovered Little Garden like in the last 20 years, I feel like that doesn't really make much sense, considering I feel like at that point the island would have already been discovered by someone else and would have already been named by someone else. But I'm sure that his discovery of it implies that he visited it sort of at the beginning, toward the beginning of Dory and Brogy's battles and the duel in Little Garden. So, and then Biblo is this owl that seems like they're older than, they go back in the Void Century, because the giants just say, oh, Biblo just was here, but we don't know where he came from. He was just always here. So that means Louis Arnaud is a shapeshifter, because it seems like Louis Arnaud is a human, right? Human explorer. So, but we know Biblo has this devil fruit, the grow fruit. So I don't know. It sounds cool that it's Louis Arnaud, right? The idea of it sounds cool, but if you think about it, I don't think it makes that much sense. But we'll see, right? Biblo. I mean, there's one thing that we know for sure. It's that Biblo's got something, got some mysterious origins and stuff. So yeah. And then what else did we get? Oh yeah, Zoro Sanji stuff. So that was being set up, I guess. By the end of the chapter, right? It seems like Zoro is going to fight Summers and Sanji's going to fight Killingham, which is, interestingly enough, the opposite of what I thought. I still think it's, decent matchups. I like, Killingham is very bratty and I think that's a good match against Sanji. I already kind of like their exchanges of dialogue, and so I didn't really think about it, but I guess we'll see how it plays out. So we got that, and I love the Sanji line, by the way. The I gotta protect this country. It's Usopp and is the land that Usopp and Luffy wanted to come to, and he says that, but then he masks it with like, because Lilith and Bonnie are like, huh? They're like, Sanji, really? You would? They didn't say this, but they basically meant like, huh, Sanji, you're really. No, that's strange of you to say. I didn't expect you to be like very, attuned to, what Luffy and Usopp want, right? Other men, right? You're trying to defend their desires and dreams and stuff. And so they're a bit, they didn't expect Sanji to say that. So Sanji freaking is like, oh, don't want to make it seem like that. So, women. Yeah, I'm saving Elbaf for the women. So very much masking that, that sentiment, which classic Sanji. And oh my god, I just completely... Zaza, Zaza the Rain God. We got that introduced last chapter, right? This sleep tit or nightmare creature that Killiam summoned. And just super interesting, right? In the reaction last time, I'm low-key dumb. Like, this is how you can tell that I don't fake reactions, because I freaking read that line where it's like, we celestial dragons live high above the clouds. And I somehow interpreted that after all that dialogue as, oh, they still get rain, but it's like it hits them harder because they're closer to the clouds. No, they don't experience rain that much. That's what it means. What did they say? They're above the clouds. So that was on me. I understand now what he kind of meant by that, right? They don't experience rain unless they go down to the lower realm. So they've built this fear, and now they have this rain god that they picture as, the force responsible for dropping down this rain. And again, that's just super interesting. We already knew they were afraid of the D-Clan and Nika, but rain? So, like, logistically in the world, it makes so much sense. And just to see that reflected with Killingham and now in this Zaza design, which is a really good design, by the way. So cool, right? It's so cool, adding to kind of, I guess, Celestial Dragon lore and stuff. And just lore in general, right? The Rain God. Skypiea, again, Skypiea, another Skypiea W in the books for that, so... Yeah, and then obviously end of the chapter, Zoro, Sanji telling each other, going opposite directions, get the job done, same to you. So good. I love those moments. And yeah, so in terms of predictions, actually first in terms of spoilers, I don't know anything. Like, I don't think I know anything, right? Yeah, I think. Let me try to think. Yeah, I didn't get anything. Yeah. No, I literally don't know anything. I don't even know if the chapter's good or bad, or I don't know how leaks are doing, right? There's a leaking situation, but I'm sure leaks are back. I don't know if it's the same leakers or new ones, but yeah, I don't think I know anything about... Well, okay, actually, I do know one thing about the chapter, but it's not actually about the chapter itself. I know there's... Actually, I'll talk about this after. Let me do my chapter prediction, then I'll talk about what I know about, outside the chapter. So... Yeah, this chapter, I guess it'll just focus on Zoro Sanji stuff. I think Oda probably wants to maybe finish that off, or I don't know. I think it might be a half and half thing. I think we could focus on Zoro Sanji for the majority of the chapter. Or maybe just Sanji, right? Sanji Killingham. And then I think we need to get Luffy in the ring with Imu, right? With Loki and Imu, and I think that needs to get set up at some point, but that's not going to get resolved first. So I think what's going to happen is maybe we'll get most of this chapter about Sanji versus Killingham or whatever, and then, or Zoro versus Summers. But then at the end of this chapter, we go back to Luffy, and then Luffy has now arrived where Imu is. But then in the next chapter, we'll finish off Zoro versus Killingham and Zoro versus Summers and Sanji versus Killingham. And then that will lead into Luffy. So then now the only thing we have to deal with is Luffy. So what I'm saying is, I think Oda, when Oda really starts hammering in, Luffy versus Imu, I think by that point, I think the Zoro Sanji conflict will be over, right? With their little things that they're doing right now, it's going to be over. So essentially, I think it's going to end up like that. So we could get Luffy in this chapter, maybe not, but I think what's for sure is that we're going to get Zoro Sanji stuff, right? What we got set up last chapter. Yeah, so not anything too specific in terms of predictions, but, didn't really have time to think about that, if I'm being honest. But yeah, so in terms of the thing I know there's a color spread this week, and Oda is drawing the cover of Shonen Jump, right? That's usually how it works. You get a color spread, you get to draw the cover of Shonen Jump this week. And, you know, the reason I bring that up is because this is the first color spread and, I guess, you know, cover of Shonen Jump drawn by Oda since the introduction of Imu in this arc. So it makes me wonder, is Oda going to drop Imu's color scheme, right? I'm assuming it'll probably be in the Shonen Jump cover just because that's like the cover. That's where we got the Rock's colors, his hair colors, way back with the God Valley stuff. It was also in the Shonen Jump cover. It wasn't in the color spread, so that's why I'm wondering. It might not be in the color spread, but it could be in the Shonen Jump cover, Imu's colors, right? I don't know if Oda's going to do that. I don't know if it's too soon for that, but it's a possibility. It's a very, you know, Imu final villain, or seemingly the final villain, right? You know, Blackbeard, blah, blah, blah. But, like, right now, Imu's, like, one of the candidates for the final villain, right? Is in the story right now, so it makes sense to hype that up and put Imu on the cover. So we could get an Imu color reveal. I will look at the cover, by the way, of Shonen Jump. I will look at that after I react to the chapter, right? Hopefully I remember. If I don't, I'm gonna get so bad, dude. But yeah. Can you guys hear that outside? Oh my god, whatever. Yeah. So, and as always, an Elena Rouge, please. Oda. Okay, let's read the chapter. TCB scans. Oh my god, what? Okay, I went on the wrong website. No. Let's read the chapter. One Piece, let's see. Okay, I've not read the title, so I don't know. I don't know the title. Oh, what the hell? Okay, so, oh yeah, color spread. Should I guess I usually don't guess color spread. Okay, I'm not going to guess the color spread. It's going to be the Straw Hats and doing stuff, so I don't usually guess that, but we'll see the color spread. Whoa! Ooh, we got one. Oh, for a sec I thought we got a color spread like in the snow or whatever, but no, it's like this like geyser. What is it? Knock-up stream? Like they're on. We see like the, you know, an island on the bottom, and they're like, it's like they're on a knock-up string and they got knocked up in the air, and all the Straw Hats here. What does it say? One Piece. This says make a splash, right? So yeah, that's the theming there. Oh yeah, we got Luffy's little pose right there, and Zoro, Nami, like Nami's shirt, with the stripes and stuff. Robin, like Robin's hat. Sanji serving some food. We got a pink elephant on the bottom. We got Chopper and Jinbei and Frankie. Frankie with the blue, nice. Just nice blue jacket right there. And we got freaking Brook with the black leather jacket right there. And then Usopp's on the other. Oh, there's another elephant, like a baby elephant right there. Yeah, nice. I like this. Nice. We always love the color spreads in One Piece. So yeah, I like Luffy's pose right here. Everything, yeah, nice. Summer vibes a little bit, right? I mean, we're still in spring, but summer will begin soon, right? Oh, there's also the Sunny on the bottom. I just realized Sunny's on this island at the bottom, so that's nice. Yeah, cute color spread. But yeah, let's continue. Oda note for the week. Author. Oh, we don't have an Oda note. I don't know what it is, so I guess we're not gonna know. All right, first pan. Oh, we got Imu. Oh my god. Okay, we're back to Imu. Oh my god, let's see. Oh, this is gonna be so exciting. The fierce battle between Loki and Imu rages on, says the Shonen Jump text. Imu, huff. Well, actually, I think the huff is after these two lines of dialogue, right? First, Imu says, Ragnir, thou hast waited all this time for one capable of bringing vengeance upon Imu. Whoa, that's interesting. We know that Ragnar was obviously waiting for a new master, but for the purposes of taking revenge on Imu. That's interesting. You know, reminiscent of Joy Boy, and he's the one that's destined to, you know, bring the dawn to the world, and also, I guess that also implies defeating Imu, so there's another thing that's also destined to defeat for the purpose of, you know, getting revenge on Imu. That's interesting. So has waited all this time for one capable of bringing vengeance to Imu. Huff. Imu saying, is that not so? So even Imu's asking, is that not? I assume that's what your purpose is, but is that the case? You get another look at Imu right here. Chapter. I haven't even read the chapter title. Chapter 1183. Good Mermaid. Good Mermaid, like mermaid? What is that a combination of? Mermaid, more? There must be some Japanese, like, word, more something. Mori forest? I don't know. Good mermaid. Oh, what the? I mean, rain god, water mermaid. I don't know. That's a very interesting chapter title. But we'll move on. We got Ragnar continuing squeak squeak like freaking probably cursing out Emu right here. Very. I mean, he looks even angrier than last chapter with those eyebrows. Oh my god. So yeah, Ragnar's just squeaking, and then Loki's saying, "What is he rambling about? I've never seen someone so resilient." Says Loki. He's also huffing and huffing. We got fire in the background from their attacks and stuff. So yeah, Loki does not know, right? He doesn't know. Ragnar knows, but Loki does not. He doesn't know what's going on with like Emu and what he's talking about. The next panel, Emu continuing. Loki, Straw Hat Luffy. Neither of ye could ever be Moose soldiers, right? I think that's also referencing, Emu trying Domi Reversi, but it not working. Is he going to explain why, right? Because Emu's like kind of suspected the reason, but didn't say so. But yeah, so Loki, Straw Hat Luffy, neither of ye could ever be Moose soldiers. Mu will erase thee. So if you can't join me, I'm better off, getting rid of you. And we get a nice close-up face on Emu as well, leading into a double-page spread. Okay, let's see. Let me zoom in right here. Just like a Dozon. What the fuck? What the hell are we saying? Emu. What? Okay, let me read. I'll just read and then I'll look back. Just like a Dozon, as Emu, has their blade right here, and then he has their blade. He's holding it like this. It's like that, and he does the omen thing around like the part of the blade that's he's holding, and he's doing an attack. Okay, huff huff. Oh, Loki's gearing up as well. Pitter patter, is that Ragnar in the back, on the side? But Loki says, Ragnar 2 Jin Blades summons 2 lightning strikes. Emu is now, I guess he's coding. He coded his freaking sword or his weapon with Omen, and now Emu's swinging it around right here. And Heim, and they clash. 2 lightning strikes. Emu clashes with his blade, now coated in Omen. Heim, Ragnar 2 Jin Blades, Heim, Sword of Wrath, Graham. Very interesting. We got that, last chapter we had the Aztec god reference, which was very interesting. So now I wonder if this is another reference. Sword of Wrath, Graham, the kind of clashes with the lightning, and sort of a tie between the 2 clashes right there, between them. And okay. So, okay, I guess we're moving to Western Village, moving next. But I want to look at this. Mu will erase thee just like Dozon. Who the fuck is Dozon? Just like Dozon. That's not the attack name, right? That is referring to what Emu said. Emu will erase thee just like Dozon. Who is that? Is that Joy Boy? That's not Joy Boy. Probably not. I don't know if... It's not David. We already know David D. Jones' name. Is this just a new person? Or is it like, is this like the War God? Maybe? I don't know. Mu will erase thee just like Dozon. Interesting. I don't know if this is a new character. Maybe it's Joy Boy or whatever. I don't know. Very interesting. But cool. I like this. Cool. I really like the spread right here with this panel of the Heim and Thor sort of Wrath Grammar. It's really cool. Really like it. But moving on, Western Village. It's rain. Oh, so this is where Zaza is. So lots of rain. Zaza, we get another look. Such a great design. I really like this design. Save the children, as giants are being flooded and they're screaming this out, prioritizing the children. Another double page spread. We get a look at Bent, I think that's the kid's name. They're getting like sucked. They're like in a current, right? They're kind of just trapped there. And then we got we got the parents getting back up. They're in bandages and stuff because, they got injured by, the thorns. But they're back up and they're saying, we're not letting you take them. We just saved them. We'll never give up our children. So they're saying all this. Oh my God, it's an interesting double page spread. We have to read it like that. So they're saying that Ripley's saying, oh, no, it's Chopper. Chopper is, responding to this because obviously they're very injured. And also, we get this, like, glare from Zaza right before, right? Again, getting a close-up of that eye, which looks like Emu's, Zunisha's, Mihawk's. So, Very interesting there. But Chopper's like interrupting and saying, "Wait, guys, stop moving. We need to do blood transfusions. You'll die if we don't. They're trying to take my boy," says Ripley as responds to Chopper saying that. And okay, and then Ripley continues, "My life doesn't mean a damn thing right now." Yep, continuing that theme, that love for their children, and yeah. So not surprised by that. Glad they're doing this, but don't. Hopefully, right, especially Ripley. Hopefully they don't get hurt from doing this. But they're over here standing off. Zaza, next panel. Zaza is doing a water attack, or just I guess throwing more water there. Wah, Kia! Help us! So Zaza has all the children in two of their hands, and one of their hands is now being used to splash more water and prevent the giants from kind of going up and attacking. And really like the spread as well, right? With the Zaza kind of over there, and then the foreground we got them facing down against Zaza. And something, you got bow and arrow, sword and shield, and sword. Oh my god, so Ripley looks badass right here. All of them are, all these parents looking super badass right here. That's very cool. Next panel, we got Killiam saying, "Only 7 brats. Well, I guess that'll do. Let's go, Zaza." So yeah, I guess they didn't get all the children. Maybe some of the children were missed, but brats are brats. Well, from Killian's perspective, right? But kids are kids. We're gonna take them. So let's go, Zaza. I wonder if Killiam's not going to be able to control Zaza, because we got that little line from Killiam last chapter where he was like, "I think I can control Zaza." So I think that might be Oda's way of saying, hinting at this backfiring. But we'll see what happens. So he says that, and then Sanji, okay, he's already arrived to the scene, and he's saying, "What the hell is going on here?" And he arrives, and we get very serious Sanji face in the bottom left as well, as we're switching perspectives, it seems like. Get the little chopped up panels. Ooh, we're getting Guko stuff. Oh my god, I see the ice block. Right, it's the ice block, right? Oh my god. Okay, lock in, let's go. Okay, so we're going back to where Gunko was, and we see all this fire around, and we see what looks like an impact right in front of the the ice crystal, or the ice block that Gunko's encased in, and that was from Imu's attack, right? We saw Imu shoot one of their attacks at the ice block. It exploded, but then Imu just went past. And I think I talked about this in like one of my past reactions, but in case I didn't bring it up, I don't think Imu was trying to kill Gunko. I think Imu was trying to free Gunko. I don't see a reason why Imu would try to kill her, right? There, we had Gunko betraying Imu, kind of like losing control, or breaking out of the control, but Imu can just control them again. Like I don't know. I didn't view that as Imu trying to kill Gunko, but I guess maybe he was, and we'll find that out. I don't know. But in any case, it didn't do anything to the ice, because we learned that Ragnar's ice cannot be, melted. It can only be undone by Ragnar himself. So that is interesting. So we got this fire, and just looking at the ice block, nothing happened to it. Close up. Gunko's right there. Gunko's thinking in her head, oh my gosh, Brook, about that. Whoa, wait. No, this is not her thinking. I don't know why I thought that. There would have been it would have made that clear. No. Okay, no, someone else is talking right now. I guess we'll find out. But we're just getting a look at Gunko and her status right now. Someone's asking Brook about that woman. Is it Usopp? Because Brook is unconscious right now, but that means Brook is conscious right now, right? Because we're talking to Brook. It's either Usopp or Frankie. It might be, I don't know. But they're asking about that woman, and that's why Oda's kind of just showing us this. Okay. Next panel. Usopp. Okay, Usopp right here. Usopp, let's go. Okay, we'll see what happens. But Brook, about that woman. Is there a reason you were so hell-bent on confronting her? I only butted in because I could tell it was serious, says Usopp, and Brook, ... Oh, we see Jinbei. Okay, so they're all there. Jinbei, Nami, and they're all there. Around them. And Brook, ... Are we going to get the flashback? I don't think we are. I feel like now is not the best time to put in the flashback, but... Oh, we'll get a tease for sure right now, I think. So yeah, Brook ellipses, doesn't want to talk, I guess, for right now. Nami says, "Do you know her, Brook? Is she an enemy from your past?" Brook says, "She's not an enemy, but she's someone I hoped I'd never have to face again." And Usopp's, ... question mark, exclamation mark, very surprised by that. Brook continues. It was supposed to stay that way. Now, I'm completely lost. If she is who I think she is, she'd be 77 by now. Oh, we can do some calculations now with age. Um, I think he had mentioned she was close to 80 in that one chapter, right, where Brook confronted her. But I guess this is, hard age confirmation right here. Again, question mark from the others. Nami's saying, then she can't be the same person. I mean, she's a celestial dragon. And then Brook continues, yes, but the last time I saw her, she was departing for Marie-Joie. She was a princess in my home kingdom, which, okay, that's not surprising, but okay, yeah, Princess Shuri, princess in my home kingdom. She was departing from Marie-Joie the last time Brook... I mean, that makes sense, because obviously, she has to get to Marie-Joie at some point, in some way, right? So I guess, but, because we also have that flashback of her screaming, Father! And it seemed like he was being taken away, or maybe he was killed in front of her. I don't know. But I don't think that was the scene that Brook is referring to here, where she left for Marie-Joie. Or maybe it was. Maybe it happened on the same day. But so she departed from Marie-Joie. I'm guessing she was taken by, I don't know. But she had to end up at Marie-Joie somehow, so that makes sense. Usopp says, what? In response to that. Frankie, I guess went to check Gunko, and Frankie says, Brook, she's still frozen solid. We can't tell if she's alive, but maybe that's for the best. Then Usopp, I think, saying what's about to be said right now. Couldn't she just be a celestial dragon lookalike? None of this changes the fact that she came here to lay siege to Elbaf. So yeah, Usopp sort of just, again, questioning the logic of this, right? 77 years old. Yeah, she's a celestial dragon. Yeah, couldn't just be a celestial dragon that just looks like her. But yeah, again, Usopp's bringing up, none of this changes the fact they came here to lay siege to Elbaf. They're the enemy at this point. And then Brook says, true, but she's the one who released our restraints. That is true. I'm glad Brook noticed that, right? We had that moment where she's like, Brook, no, dodge. And Brook's like, dodge, what do you mean? I'm pretty sure Brook questioned that. He's like, what do you mean dodge? And then, or run away. What do you mean run away? I came here to, face you. And so I guess Brook realized that, she's the one to free their restraints. And then we get a little flashback right here to that, right? Usopp saying, we're freed, and yay, we're inside. My mind powers did the trick, you see? And so yeah, that was definitely her. So Brook noticed that. Okay. Next panel. But why would she do that? And we get another flashback to Brook. When Brook got his restraints freed, right? Run, Brook. Her screaming that out. She seemed to recognize me, says Brook. So yeah, Brook recognized there was a bit of a change in demeanor there. With Gunko, we get a Gunko. We saw Gunko from the back, but now we see Gunko's face from the front, telling Brook, "Run." She looks, very distressed. Right, this is right before Imu just gained back control from Gunko. Okay. Next panel, and then she just turned back into a devil. It's almost like I've witnessed 3 different personalities. Her original personality, right? The one, the pre-Imu, right? Gunko. Or no. Her original, wait. Okay. Her original personality, so this is what he means, the personality before Imu took over, right? So when Gunko was eating with the Summers and killing him, that Gunko, the Gunko we saw with Shamrock and stuff, the personality that saved us, right? The one we just saw right now, and the demon form, Imu. So, do you think she's being controlled, says Nami, or asks Nami? Back then, continues Brook, I wouldn't have thought of such a possibility, but after seeing how people are turning into demons today, I can't reconcile the conflicting feelings swirling through my chest. Jinbei responds by saying, sorry if this is insensitive, Brook, but we need to know if she should be spared or killed. We can't make a move till you decide. Oh, I like that. Jinbei's like, because Brook's the one with this personal, relationship with this person. So it's up to Brook to, to say whether or not it's a good thing. It should be done to either, kill her or spare her. Brook's decision. Next panel. Oh, maybe flashback. I don't know. Oh, no, I see the black. No, are we? There's no way we're entering it right now. No, I think it's just going to be a tease. It's just going to be a tease, and then we'll get the full flashback after all this is over. Maybe if we're entering Brook flashback right now, it's not going to even be that long, but oh my gosh. Let's see. Brooks saying it was honestly a really long time ago. She was just a kid and I was so young. There was once a kingdom that fell called Esperia. Esperia, is that the kingdom name? Oh shit. So then it's not fuck, what was the kingdom that people were theorizing, right? It's the one that in Sabaody there was the slave in the auction who was from a kingdom of musicians and was killed. Oh, what was the fuck? It was in the West Blue as well, but I forgot. But it was not called Hesperia. At least I don't think so. But confirmation, there was once called the Kingdom That Fell. So that the kingdom's gone now. Okay, don't think it got Lelucia'd, but it seems like the royalty and the monarchy kind of collapsed. It makes sense if something happened. Father, right, when Gunko said that in the past, clearly something happened to the father, and then Gunko herself went to Marizawa. So it's like the royalty and the royal family was kind of fucked at that point, right? I mean, unless there were other members, but Brooke says they fell, so they fell. A kingdom called Asperia. It was a country where music flourished. Bro, is this not the case? Fuck, I might check right now. Okay, wait, I'm gonna check. I'm checking. I need to look. Fuck, I don't know if I can check this quick. I might not, to be honest. It might take too long. Auction house. Let me just make sure. I swear it was a kingdom of musicians. Can we get a list of the slaves? That sounds horrible, but like I need let me see. No, we don't have I don't think we have a list of the slaves. I need what was the kingdom? I literally forgot. It was like shit. What was it? Or West Blue? I mean, we could put West Blue. We could put West Blue Islands. Oh, that's gonna be a lot though, right? Locations in the West Blue. Oh yeah. Oh yeah, this one. Taroa? Yeah. They're the island of Taroa. Or maybe wait, could be the island. Maybe the island's called Taroa, but the kingdom's called Esperia Kingdom. Because it says here, it's a okay. It doesn't say it's a musician country, but he says Byron descended from a long line of musicians, and this island's from the West Blue. Maybe I don't know. But okay, continuing. Sorry for that side little tangent thing. It was a country where music flourished. Instrument studios lined the streets. 70 years ago, West Blue, 4 a.m. Okay, very specific time, I guess, to emphasize, the music flourishing even in, those hours. Strum, music playing. Ahem. A 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, this is 7 years ago. So this is when Brook, was it 80 years ago? No, because Brook is 80 right now, right? So this is when Brook was 10, right? Yeah. 4 a.m. 1, 2, 3. Waking up in the morning. It's a good. More. Holy shit! It's the chapter drop. We're getting Brook's flashback. I think we are. Dude. The title of the chapter is in the lyrics. Oh my fucking god. Okay. I don't know the melody to this. We'll see. I'll do what I see fit right now. A 1, 2, 3, 4. Waking up in the morning, it's a good mermaid. A new world's beginning. There's so many seas out there, I'd love to meet them all. Good mermaid. Good mermaid. Interesting. I mean, I thought of Good Morning, right, by looking at the title, but I was looking more at the mermaid reference. Or the mermaid reference, it seems like. We got Brook right here. Brook, 10 years old, right? We got close up at his face. Next panel. Good morning, Esperia. No more waiting around for fair winds. Let's set sail again, baby. The back alley folks. And then we got some of the folks in the streets saying, shut up, I'm dealing with a hangover. Be quiet. Ruff. We got dogs barking at Brook. Brook is like, bro, I love this, bro. Brook is like on top of a oh, we see him in the prior panel. He's on top of this like dome-shaped building and he's singing his heart out at 4 a.m. and everyone's like, shut the hell up, man. Good morning, bro. Is that Gunko? Maybe? Gunko or this random child right here saying, good morning, Brook. The port people, says Brook. The arena. Oh my god, we get a little like zoom out of the island right here. It has like a harp thing. There's like a harp thing. What the hell? This really is a musical island. What the hell? The arena. Oh, how I long to meet a sexy mermaid one day. Shut it, Brook. It's Lord Brook. Yeah, kick him out of the core. She'd steal my soul away. Call that a bad fish ding. Somebody get me a gun. Yeah, and he was flying in the air. What the hell? This is like the pose he did in Fishman Island at the end, like with the feast where he's in the air and he's got his violin. Nika pose a little bit, kind of. I love the sun in the background, the sunrise. Holy shit, this is so fucking cool. Narrator, dude, we're answering. We're in. Okay, narrator comes in. This is the country of instrument makers, Esperia Kingdom. Beautiful panel. Holy shit. Okay, so that was that panel. Oh my god, look at this shit, man. Let me just continue reading. Esperia Palace, the barracks. The barracks of his palace, okay. Captain, teach us how you do your swift slash. So, okay, we got this, maybe some random citizens in this country, and, or not, I mean, we're in the palace, right? They got the guards, I guess, the people of the army. Captain, teach us how you do your swift slash. You dote too much on Princess Shuri, says one of the, I think, a woman right here. How shameful. I've been teaching you all, haven't I? You have to master the basics before you can dream. Is this Brook? Is this? This is Brook, right? Because he says, shut it, Brook. It's Lord Brook. Yeah. Okay, this is Brook, right? It's just, I guess, after 4 a.m., right? It's just now the normal hours of the day. How shameful. I've been teaching you all, haven't I? You have to master the basics before you can dream. Alrighty, I wonder what's dinner tonight. Yeah, my tummy is grumbling, says probably sure Princess Shuri. I guess I gotta call her Shuri right now. We'll deliver Bink sake, says Brook. Whoa! The ocean breezes guide our way. Far across the eye can see, the sun is shining merrily. As the birds fly in the sky, as they sing out with glee, says Shuri. Dee-hee-hee, we worked hard today. You think I got stronger? Just like Mama? Brook, let me read these order boxes. Raider Captain, Guard Corps of Esperia, Brook, 20 years old. Oh, I guess Brook is 90. Shit, I'm stupid. Yeah, he was 88, 90. Yeah, I missed the age, but I forgot. Yeah. Kingdom of Esperia, Princess Shuri, 7 years old. Is that the end? No, we got more. Fuck, holy shit. Okay. Brook, look, Brook at 20 years old. He looks, obviously, he doesn't have his glasses yet. He definitely looks younger. And, oh my god, he's got the afro. He's got this sort of, he's part of this, core of the army of this place. And so he's got, very much a kind of captain attire and stuff. And he's got this long cape, and Gunko right here, I guess, training with him a little bit, right? She's 7 years old. I guess she's eager to train with him. She got a little bit of snot drooling out of her nose, and she got the heterochromia, so that wasn't a result of Imu's mind control. She already had that from the beginning. She's got a little cape as well, and a little sword on her back, so Brooke's holding onto her hand as they're kind of walking across like this courtyard with a harp as well. So this is a musical island, man. Oh my god, this is so cool. Brook's got his sword right there. Is it the same one? It's Soul Solid, right? But it's not a cane. It's just a normal sword. Oh my god. Next panel. Oh my god. This is so... I did not expect this. Holy shit. Next panel. Your mother is indeed super strong. Ah, Lady Candel, the light of my life, with Brook heart in his eyes. Is he going to ask for her panties? Or has he not started saying that yet? Asking that yet to people? But yeah, she mentions just like Mama. So the queen is also going to be important to this. I mean, we had father, right? The father reference earlier in the arc. But now queen. Gunko saying, or Shuri. I'm just going to call her Shuri now. Shuri is saying, bad look falling for a married lady, Brook. What are you saying? Love is freedom. Gives me some Gabon vibes there. Who the freak is this? The king? Also, Brook is just thinking about her, right? So I thought the queen was like on their path, but Brook was just thinking about her. Who the fuck is this? I'll execute you for treason. You're so harsh, says Brook. Wow, bro. I mean, my majesty. Daddy, says the Shuri. Kingdom of Esperia, King Leuven. This very okay. This guy got this hairy looking dude. His hair is like very. Oh my god, his hair is like very much spiky and onto the side, and he's got the crown. He's got like a beard a little bit, like a 5 o'clock shadow going on. Bushy, very bushy eyebrows, kind of a pointy nose. Gives me like Blackbeard vibes. I doubt there's a ref connection there. I mean, we already have rocks established, but kind of reminds me of Blackbeard, kind of. But he's trimming the bushes. He's okay. He has like these like poofy like pants on, but he's also just wearing a tank top and he's got this jewelry around, but he's also got the cape. So he's kind of just lounging around. I guess is this his casual outfit? Does he just wear this like out there? Is this king just kind of not give a shit? He's just trimming the bushes, right? No one's trimming it. He doesn't have servants trimming it for him. He's just kind of doing it on his own. So that's interesting. But bro, I love Brook's face reaction right here. It's like, you're so harsh. Well, bro, I mean, my majesty, daddy, okay. Brook saying, you're scheming to assassinate me, aren't you? I would never, says Brook. I'll just wait for nature to take its course, says Brook, and Gunko's holding onto his hand. See, Brook, just give up on my mommy. So yeah, so I guess he had heard, what Brook was saying about the queen, and, that's why he's saying this, but, oh my, I'm just surprised and shocked at every panel right here. Next panel, next page. Shuri saying, when I grow big, I'll marry you instead. Shuri, that's the kind of cute thing kids normally tell their dads, says Leuven, and he's crying and, I mean, yeah, I think the kids do this, right? I'll marry you instead. Oh, no, it's Brook, rather. Yeah. Oh, okay, I'm just realizing he's crying because he's not saying, because usually kids say that to their dads, right? Like, especially like girl dads are like, oh, I'll marry you, right? Because they don't they don't understand the concept. They think of marriage and they romanticize it, and their brain's not developed, right? So they say that, but she's saying that to Brook instead. So that's just tells you about their relationship and dynamic there. But she says, when I grow big, I'll marry you instead. And bro's kind of salty about that. Shuri, that's the kind of cute thing kids normally tell their dads. And then Brook's like, oh, I don't really want a bride with a runny nose. And yeah, I've noticed Shuri continues to have a runny nose. I mean, we don't see Gunko's face now, like with the thing, so maybe she still has a runny nose. Maybe that's why Imu had her cover it up. Maybe Imu's like, yo, cover that shit. It's like with pudding. It's like Big Mom told that you grow out your bangs and no one wants to see your ugly third eye. Imu might have been the same thing, or maybe not Imu. Maybe it was another God's Knight, or maybe a Gorosei member. I don't know. But they were like, bro, you're running your nose. Dude, Charlos, nah, bro. I don't know. Charlos, Celestial Dragons be, having snot coming out of their nose too. But I guess they're in the God's Knights. They want to seem, they know that's kind of weird and kind of unprofessional. So they're like, cover your mouth, right? We don't want to see you have a runny nose. So that could be the reason why she wears that sort of face covering. But Brook, says, I don't really want a bride with a runny nose. Next panel. Why, you? Don't you dare shoot down my daughter right in front of me. So he kicks Brook. Oh, Brook dodges it, but he tries to kick him. So bro was like, oh, obviously, bro was kind of salty. And then now he's like, oh, okay. She asked you to be his bride. Don't you dare turn her down at that point. And then Brook says, I'm a one-woman type of guy, says Brook, and dodges that kick. Says Shuri, just laughing at that. She slips down, and we got some guard showing up saying, Your Majesty, I apologize for breaking up the fun, but next panel, riders from a gang are closing in from the port. Riders or okay, it says riders. I thought, is that supposed to say raiders? I don't know, but it says riders from a gang are closing in from the port. The corpsmen in the area are badly outnumbered. The reinforcements we dispatched from the castle probably won't make it in time. So we got the port right here, and then you get the opera house. Okay, so they're entering kind of in the direction of the opera house, the palace, and they're sending troops there. So got some enemies attacking. Leuven, very serious now. He's like, who are they after? They're calling for Queen Candel. She's currently at the opera house in town. What? Could it be the Morin family? Yes, they've been after Candel for ages. When did they even land on our shores? Send out a message to Candel to not leave the opera house. Okay, so this family, okay, seems, I wonder what's the history between that. But then the guard continues saying, "All the snails at the opera house are on do not disturb." And Leuven's like, he kind of reacts like that. No. And then Shuri says, "Brook, you have to do something. They're gonna take my mama away. They're gonna take mama away." Brook, the Morin family. That's strange. I met them at the harbor today. Okay, moving on to the opera venue, switching perspectives here. Okay, they're coming in on horseback. What the hell? They got guns too? Bang, bang. Yeah, people. Oh, I think people are getting shot out in the streets. Jesus, we got gang riders, says the townspeople. What the hell? We got a close up of this guy. Wait! We're in the West Blue. This is one of the families. Are we gonna get like Beji's father or something? Bro, we're in the West Blue. The 5 crime families, right? I think it was the 5 right before Beji like killed all the leaders and kind of consolidated everyone. He kind of became the only major crime family in the West Blue. Yeah, we're in the West Blue, right? Yeah. Dude, is this like gonna be Beji's father? Because I'm assuming Beji was part. I don't know if he was part of the 5 crime families or he was outside of that, so there were like 6. I don't know. So maybe this could be one of the major crime, but I'm assuming Oda's gonna try to connect it to Beji, right? Or maybe this could just be one of the other crime families. But that's got to be it, right? We have this guy with like a scar, across his mouth and kind of under his eye. Maybe I don't know if that's wrinkles or something, but freaky looking guy right here. So they're saying gang riders, and we get this creepy face looking there. And okay, switching to Opera House, the inside of it. Opera people are in attendance. Candel right here. That was such a wonderful performance. It says Candel. I'm assuming this is Candel. Kind of got the cape, kind of royal cape thing going on. So she's wearing gloves as well. We only get to see her from side profile. Okay, next panel. Come on out, Candel. Don Morin told us. Oh, Don Morin. Okay, so the Morin family. But it's not Capone. Capone gang, yeah, because gang is Beiji's freaking epithet. Capone's his family name. Beiji is his first name, so it's not the Capone family. So it's not okay. So it's not him. They would have been called the Capone family. So it's a different family, the Don Morin family. Okay, but obviously this still has connections to Beiji because it's the crime families. Well, actually, yeah, okay, yeah, it is the Morin family because. Yeah, okay, so they say Morin family, but they also say Don Morin. So I was wondering, is Morin the first name? Maybe it still could be Beji, but no, it's the Morin family. Come on now, Candel. Don Morin told us we can shoot you if you refuse. Today we settle it, once and for all. You'll finally learn to love our boss, Candel. Okay, so it's all for love. Is that a freaking zebra? What the fuck is that? These are zebra. What the hell? They were riding on zebras. That's so cool. What the hell? So they're outside this opera house, guns drawn and, laying siege to it. And some dude shoots someone else. It's just this guard right here or whatever saying, "We must make sure the queen does not leave the theater." And he gets shot in the back. Yeah! Leuven saying, "Brook!" Like, "Brook, get over there." And then Brook replying, "Don't worry about it, my royal bro. Remember, our queen is strong. There's no chance they'll catch her. Anyways, it's a shame they didn't realize that when I ran into them at the port earlier." And Leuven and Shuri looking very distressed and, kind of crying a little bit. But, I'm kind of realizing what's happening. Brook saying, "I already sliced them all down." What? Is it? Did bro do like a 3-pace hum? But like that was so far back. Is it already wait, what the fuck? Okay, let me look at the panel. Double page spread right here. They get slashed! What the fuck? Okay. Brook, they literally get slashed as they're in front of the opera house. One of them falls off their zebra, and then they're on the floor right now, and they're like, "What the hell is this? Huh? Don't tell me these guys, they were already cut down? Then that means that was Captain Brook's swift slash. That's crazy. Have we seen Brook's like the 3-pace hum or whatever, like his delayed slash? Have we seen it be delayed that long? Because Brook literally said, "I ran into them at the port earlier." Bro literally planned. I don't think, like, all the ones we've seen, he's slashed them, and then, it's a couple seconds pass by, and then, boom, right? But this must have been, like, maybe an hour? I don't know. I don't know how long Brook, it's been since he's seen them, but what the hell? So, yeah, they get slashed. It was the 3-pace hum notch slash, right? Yeah, that. Lord Brook, You're so cool. So this is the citizens, right? Saying the name of the attack, right? It was a three-pace home notch slash. Um, so yeah, I guess Brook he's yelling and singing at 4 a.m. and people are mad and stuff and annoyed. But then I don't know if those are the same people complimenting him here and praising him, but it could just be one of those things where you're annoying, but you're also kind of cool. It's like Odin, right? A little bit, kind of like Odin, and Wano. But we get, the queen's coming out, I guess. People are saying, the queen's coming out. Oh my gosh, she's so gorgeous. The narrator, I guess, but it's in these scroll little Oda boxes. Like we kind of saw. Did we see it in? No. They were like normal Oda boxes. And this is like the scroll stuff we saw in Elbaf, like when in Louis Arnaud's like message, the scroll style box. Over 70 years ago, there were two massive stars in the kingdom of Hesperia. One was the former commander of the Royal Guard Corps and the current queen, Candel. The other, though, the former commander. Okay, so she was used to be the commander. Oh, so she can fight, bro. She can throw down. And the current queen, Candel. The other, though, his music was widely disliked, would slash his targets so swiftly they never even noticed they'd been cut. He is a master of the swift slash, the captain of the battle raiders, Humming Brook, right? That's his. I think we knew that was his epithet, right? Humming Brook. So we got Candel over here. Hey, it's so lively. She definitely looks like she's got the hair, right? I definitely can see the resemblance to Shuri. But yeah, she's saying, hey, it's so lively. Kingdom of Hesperia, Queen Candel. Brook just smiling, right? No, he knows, right? His attack worked and they were all slashed down. Brook in his younger days, says the Shonen Jump text. Okay, I'm back. The storage on my phone freaking like just crashed and deleted itself. But I'm back. I'll fix that in the post. But One Piece chapter 1183 end. Yes, that was it, right? There was also the box that said, at this time the kingdom was at peace. I don't know. Oh my god, dude. I did not anticipate this, man. I did not expect Oda to just begin Brook's flashback in this chapter. We're having Imu stuff right now. And yeah, I think we're getting in, right? I was thinking, right, maybe Oda might tease it, right? And then we're just going to go back to the present and then, it's for later. But no, we're getting introduced to characters and dynamics and the environment and this kingdom and that we're in. We are fully diving into this flashback. And again, I don't think it's going to be a long flashback. It'll be like maybe 2 more chapters, probably, maybe 3. But man, or maybe more. I don't know what Oda's got in store, but man, oh man, dude, this is kind of crazy. I kind of just going to wrap this up. Well, let me check the Shonen Jump cover real quick. I kind of want to wrap this up because my storage might freaking fail again, but oh my god, what a good chapter, right? I mean, Brook's flashback, that was insane. It's just so great to get. I was always curious about, we got it right here. What the hell? Wait, this is it, right? Shonen Jump cover, yeah, the 21st. What the hell? We got Luffy in like the soccer fit, I guess, for the World Cup. I don't know, probably, right? I mean, what else, right? He's Luffy in this like fucking soccer jersey and fit, and he's got the Japan thing on the blue fit, blue straw hat too. What the hell? That's interesting. Okay, so not Imu, right? Not Imu color reveal, so that's cool. I thought it was the Dodger jersey at first, but not soccer. But yeah, what else? Yeah, let's look at the scans again. Oh my god, just good chapters, long, dense. I mean, that's why I ran out of storage, go yapping so much and just, Imu, Loki stuff, but then, just Brook getting into this flashback, this king. I love this panel of him in the sky in this pose and the sunrise at 4 a.m. and Brook, I mean, his design looks cool as a younger man, and Leuven, I like his design too, very, interesting. Looks kind of mean, but, he doesn't seem like, kind of seems like a sweet guy. The queen as well. I wonder what's her deal, right? She was a former commander. She seems like she's going to be an interesting character. Shuri as well. Very fond of Brook. She's also training. So yeah, the women, and I mean, so far the women are freaking, but kind of badass. They're like on, they like to fight, man. So she's also in the opera house as well, but I mean, I don't know what to say. Just I'm excited. I'm excited to get Brook's flashback. This is his second flashback. I'm excited to see all this fleshed out, seeing a world from 70 years ago. One of the crime families from the West Blue we get to see. Like, oh my, Brook's notch slash, just great stuff. This chapter was great. And yeah, no break next week, I think. Yeah, it doesn't say no break here. So yeah, no break next week. Super excited to jump in Brook's flashback. Did not expect this at all, but I'll take it, man. Let's see what Oda's cooking. Oh my God, we're back to pain piece, bro. Tragedy begins once again, but it's all good right now. But we know it's all gonna fall apart. But I'm excited to see it nonetheless. But yeah, that was about it, guys. So yeah, see ya.